Well, and then he just passes out. Pretty impressive they passed down standing up, too. Anyway.
Yes. The classic American shack. With the
very
tatami mats and the
kotatsu.
Yes, kotatsu. Yes, great steamed buns. This mug is very.
That mug is extremely Japanese mug. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Clay mug. Everything in this room is so Japanese. They're not kidding anyone.
Painfully. Yeah, it's so painfully Japanese. Like, I couldn't mistake it for anything else. There were lots of moments already that were like very distinctly Japanese moments and scenery where I'm just like thinking, are we really sure this is America? I mean, I don't live there, but I know for a fact it's not like that. I mean, almost Christmas is not Christmas, therefore it does suggest a different time, technically speaking. It's a bit grasping at straws, but you know. Objection! Wow, see, that's exactly what I was saying earlier, and I can't believe that was relevant. Okay. Anyway.
You don't know just how much you. This is a big meme, and you happen to
almost Christmas means it wasn't. Wow, really? Wow. I may not be good at a lot of things, but apparently I'm good at this thing. You gotta wonder sometimes, because I can tell you 100% like complete truth. I had no idea of this meme or anything related to it. I just was doing a thing. I'm going in basically blind to like the entirety of the series and all the memes about it. So I don't know. I didn't do it for the memes. I didn't even know there was a meme. It's like, how can I do that? Oh my goodness. Very responsible detective here. Hey kid, you want to see something really cool? Shows loaded pistol. Yes, I'm sure nothing wrong would happen if you give kids, like, live weapons like that. Absolutely not. I can't think of any problem with that.
It may be a short little girl, but I know ACAB eats it, copper.
Yeah, when I look at, like, anytime you see the anime people, they just don't look good. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me looking at humans and being like, nah, those are weird, naked monkey ape things. They weird.
Do you think there's some uncanny valley to even anime humans in VR?
Yeah, there's something about it that's like, I don't like it. My brain goes, no.
Yeah, it feels more invasive. You know, you got personal boundaries where someone's too close to you. It's more...
Yes.
It's bigger with an anime human. And probably a human. I don't know, I'm just more comfortable with fairies and creatures and toys being closer than some anime person, which it doesn't happen often or at all. But the idea just is like, no thanks.
I don't know, like, yeah. It's like something about the creature. Maybe it's just, again, it's me because I'm decidedly not very human internally. Because, I mean, okay, real life humans, they're fine. I don't really have a strong opinion. They exist, sure. And there's some that could be classified as pretty nice looking, but I don't really like particularly have a care for it.
Yeah, but that's basically it. Yeah.
I mean, they're still fine. I would still prefer them over any like non-real human. Well, even I prefer them over real humans too. I don't know. I just don't find humans appealing. I think when I see them, I'm just like, nah, these look funny.
Yeah, human.
It's funny that that like she says that, because out of all the characters that we just get a profile picture of and never actually meet that are usually pretty underdesigned, I actually remember King Bullard's face better than most of them.
Huh. That's
Just
pretty
because,
funny.
like, because the facial structure is kind of unique.
Yeah,
and he's got that like big mole on his nose.
Yeah,
and his,
it's
like,
It
definitely
is
hair color.
actually memorable.
it's definitely the most unique victim-only character.
Because, like, if you ask me to remember how Cindy Stone looks, I would have no fucking idea.
Cindy
Yeah.
Stone is... Oh, right. Well, I can picture her bleeding out.
Her most memorable quality was how she bled.
You know, just some very cool, like, future technology security guard chair.
On the upper left, is that like an old school RPG?
It does...
That does look like an
Look
old
like-
school RPG, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Are they playing like
Dragon Quest.
like Dragon Quest like 2 or something like on that? Now I'm curious. I need to look up like what Capcom's games in like the 90s
So Breath
were.
of Fire?
I guess it would. Well, Breath of Fire I think looked a little bit fancier than that.
Yeah, like, well, Breath of Fire 1, maybe.
Yeah, 1 maybe.
It's funny because this screen would not have been this high res on the GBA. So they clearly intentionally put something in there. Yeah, that's about right. It's about what I expected.
It's funny seeing this.
Oh, yo. Oh, I know. Why are we red?
What? Why are we? Oh.
Why you're a mess. No, I'm red. I know.
Okay,
Hey,
we're
that's-
good now. I had 5,000
nice.
ping.
Yeah, you fell to pieces. And I was red.
Yeah, I had like worse ping than the moon would have, probably. I think the moon would probably give like 5,000 ping, right? Probably.
Hey Google, what's ping to the moon? Google's like, you can't ping the moon. A ping is a sonar
Well, not with
transmission.
that attitude.
There's no air between the Earth and Moon. Radio wave propagates in a vacuum at the speed of light. Well, that's pretty fast. Propagation time to the Moon and back ranges from about 2.4 seconds to 2.56 seconds. So that's still better. Ah,
I actually had worse ping than the moon. Wow. Clearly, we need to bend physics so that radio waves go even faster than what they can normally go.
I feel like it would cause other problems in ways we
Yeah.
don't understand.
Well, it would. As I understand it, physics doesn't like to be broken. It like really, and I mean really, does not like to be broken. Which I guess is fair, because you're tampering with like the game engine of the universe, so I guess it really would hate it if you were breaking its rules. I mean, am I incorrect in that assessment? Isn't physics just the game engine of the universe?
No, I think it's more like game engines are the physics of games.
Oh, okay. Somehow that's a disappointing answer, but also a very logical answer.
Please contradict me.
But- Okay, well, at least Gumshoe was asking. But
Uh-oh.
we do it all the time. In fact, that's what we did before on the last.
Uh-oh. What the fuck was that?
Yay.
I presumed it was you just made a noise because I heard a like Windows 95 error sound from your end.
Yeah, I think that was... And you know that that's impossible because I'm not using Windows, and especially not a 95 Windows.
Well, maybe not 95, maybe
So-
98, but still, it was like the dong. I think it caught like your voice and just chirped it in a weird way, just short enough.
I love that it turned me into a Windows 98 error prompt. That's great. I love that.
Hopefully we'll go. Yeah, that seems to be working, hopefully. I hope.
Yep. If you wanted to be very obtuse and silly with reading that title, if you went for top to bottom, you could do, I don't know, no information available. But also Indika.
What?
I was reading it like literally top to bottom. IDKNIA. I don't know. No information available. I don't know why. I just wanted to read it very silly.
I'm gonna just put a pin in it on the off chance you'll just predict it like a major plot point.
If that predicts something, then wow, I'm scary. I need to stop predicting things. Or maybe I need to keep predicting things.
If you ended up connecting Alexa or Siri to heaven and you ask religious questions, it just comes back with that.
It just tells me IDKNIA. It's like, oh, okay.
What does it mean to be truly righteous? To never succumb to temptation, or to take a vow of chastity despite constant temptation? Our heroine did not know the answer to this question and preferred never to dwell on it. If it were up to her, she would have chosen the quiet life of a nun. However, destiny had something different in store for her.
Okay, so we've just
very
got
Stanley Parable energy
yes, I was
there.
about to say, we've got the Stanley narrator getting all up in our shit.
Yeah, being all like, well, she would have had a nice quiet life, but she decided to choose to be a protagonist of a game. Therefore, her life is going to be the opposite of quiet. This is her story. Anyway.
The worst hit, mate.
True. None points acquired. I'm just going to do that every single time, just because it makes it feel like you're getting none points, and it just feels like that.
Nunancy.
Nunancy, yeah.
Man, I can think of something better. Gah. Billy.
Wow, we're short by 5. If we were not, like, subjecting ourselves to our Satan headmate as much as we did, we probably would have leveled already.
Yeah.
There's a toy. Whatever. Toy is not whatever. It's a toy.
Well, thank you.
Oh, there we go. It's some guy and a chicken. Interesting. What, we can't collect the toy? Indika, do you not like toys? I'm afraid I'm gonna have to deduct none points from you for that.
Need to find another Russian stepladder.
Yep. Let's find another Russian stepladder so we can proceed. So I do wonder if the stepladder is the more like triangular ones with the supporting leg, and then regular ladders are the ones with no supporting leg.
I think that's actually the actual distinction.
Like, it could be a case of scaling, but in my mind, I want to say it's the literal technical definition is a ladder does not have a supporting leg. Like a supporting, like, side to it, rather. And a stepladder does.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying is that that's the actual distinction. Yeah. I'm saying I don't care.
I don't really care either, to be honest, yeah. None points acquired. Now, I don't even care what they're called at this point. I'm just going to call them none points forever. Since then, Cineust became meek and short-spoken? I was going to say soft-spoken, but short-spoken, that works. And the demon had to look for another host. This is how God taught the demon a lesson. Okay. None points acquired.
Sure, I guess.
I guess that's teaching a demon a lesson? I don't know, that just seems more like counter-pranking or something. I don't know. None points acquired.
Do you think it's admirable that we're breaking into people's houses? I guess we're not breaking in, they're unlocked. To light their shrines. Don't you think that's kind of gonna offset the none points?
Yeah, that's not very virtuous, is it? I think something tells me that would be pretty bad.
Been printing a whole lot of posters for,
Yeah, that's... They've been busy printing in here, haven't they?
It seems excessive for
Is that Karl Marx? I think that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, Karl Marx? Is he here?
Wouldn't expect that in
I
a
mean, like,
commune.
right? That seems rather at odds. I don't think, like, generally speaking,
Oh, I didn't.
like,
I didn't get any nut points.
really nothing? I guess praying to Karl Marx gives you no none points. I guess that's fair.
Actually, isn't he the one that was like? No, it was Nietzsche. Nietzsche was the one that was like, God is dead, yada yada, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I also think, I don't know if it was Karl Marx, like, explicitly. I know one of the founders of communism, because there's like Leninism, Marxism, and Trotskyism, I think. There's like a few, right? Anyway, one of them, I think, said like religion is the opium of the people or the masses or something like that.
It was Marx being praying the Marxists. Of course it's going to give you no points. Oh, that's funny.
Yep. So basically, it's Marx's analysis that religion's role is as a metaphysical balm for the real suffering in the universe and in society, which is true. But yeah, the translation is that religion is a human invention that serves as a tool for social control, keeping the oppressed classes placated and preventing them from rebelling against their exploitative circumstances.
Mood.
Yep, mood, honestly. So, of course, praying to Karl Marx is not going to give you any none points, because he literally said it's a control mechanism that keeps the masses placated. I do know that my mom got her accent from her mom, my grandma. So she was from the prairie provinces, i.e. Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. I'm trying to remember where specifically. Was it Alberta? Might have been. And it's a mess. And I was also raised on a lot of TV and games that had very clearly American voice acting. I was exposed to various different sound. And so I'm kind of nondescript, non-distinct accent, basically. People just can't tell I'm from Canada unless I'm deliberately trying to sound Canadian.
It's so weird for me because obviously, I've been raised on American media because that's all there is. If you want anything in English,
that makes sense.
It's all fucking American.
Yeah, I mean, same.
But obviously my accent's still New Zealand.
Yeah, you have a very clear accent to me. Hey, it makes your voice adorable, okay? I like your accent. It's cute. Yeah, it's adorable.
I mean, that's apparently what happened with the American accent. It's an evolution of the old British accent, which went divergent from the British accent. Can you imagine now some kind of period piece from the 1800s or whenever, before America was settled on, before the whole lot went off to America, set in England, but everyone has American accents.
If someone did a period piece of the 1700s, 1800s, Britain and that, and it just sounded like people from New York, I'd be like, what the fluff? This doesn't make sense to me. What?
It's probably not accurate even then, but but still.
I'm just imagining people in London, England, just being all like, hey, I'm walking here. But yeah, English is wacky. Just for me, though, I end up just kind of being very American sounding. People just assume I sound like I'm from the, upstate New York, Massachusetts, Maryland, New England, that kind of, northeast coast sound.
Means nothing to me, because I don't know how...
You'd be like, well, what does that mean?
I don't know how accents, distribute across America. I don't even know how accents distribute across, the UK either, and apparently that's different too, because, Juna in Metaphor, I thought she was an American voice actor, because the masked dancer in the Persona Master, she says master and dancer, and to me that's American. It's an American pronunciation.
Yeah, and the thing that's really weird too, right? You'd think that A sound would be very consistently with American English. No. So, for example, we here in Canada and elsewhere, we would, we would say pasta. Down there, they say pasta.
Yeah, I say pasta.
Yeah, we do the A sound like in Master and Dancer. We say pasta, but they say pasta, which would be consistent with like danza and masta, things like that. And it's like, no, they flipped it. It's like, what is your language? It doesn't make sense. There's
Don't
nothing
worry.
consistent.
Down here, we say can and can't.
Wait, both? Like can and can't?
Yes, can and can't. It's supposed to say can and can't. We go can and can't.
That makes no sense. Ah,
Yes, I've said
what?
before, the American way of doing it actually makes more sense. But no, I've always said can and can't. I don't know how that's happened.
Oh,
It's just
oh
what I've
no,
heard
that
people
makes-
say.
oh,
And so that's what I say.
English, why? English, why?
Yeah, every so often I see, oh, that's kind of cool. And I go, oh, it's a Marvel thing. And then I look at the premise and go, oh, this is just so generic. It's so, people will argue against this, but it's so American to me, honestly.
Oh, I did. Make no mistake. It is very
Super-
American because a lot of this was born in America.
Superhero stuff is just an American concept in my
Well,
mind.
it is. No, you're absolutely right. So, the clearest case between, like, say, I would say if you put the hero stuff from America versus the anime from Japan, you can see on full display the very different approaches and culture of each side. Like, I think, what was it? Like, someone pointed out on some video that, like, Studio Ghibli, or Ghibli, however you pronounce that, those people, a lot of their stuff feels very, like, harmonious and very, like, narrative-driven,
Yeah.
and a lot of their stuff feels like it focuses
Studio
on...
Ghibli, I think it's Ghibli.
Is it
Or
Ghibli?
Maybe
Okay.
maybe it's Ghibli. No,
I have
Either-
no
either
idea
way.
which one it is. Yeah. But you know who I'm talking about.
They do have a common theme of harmony with nature and the world, and breaking that is bad.
But Studio Ghibli / Ghibli, whichever, their approach is a lot more like harmonious and collective. Like there's a greater sense of togetherness and like a greater sense of interconnectivity, right? And you pair that against the culture and ethos of American exceptionalism, because that's what it all boils down to, right? The birth of American culture boils down to the original 13, like, territories or colonies, whatever. I think it's 13 colonies, and for some reason, like, they just really took it upon themselves. Maybe it was all that wacky Christian stuff, probably was. And they were like, nah, see, we're God's chosen people. We are destined to colonize the wilds and savages of nature. And for some reason, there's this epic struggle between light and dark, life and death. Everything is like a struggle, and you have to overcome it with your own will and power, right? And that's where a lot of like that hero stuff comes from, is that sense of exceptionalism and being self-made and rugged, right? So the Marvel and like DC and everything, that is birthed from the very foundation of American culture. It all starts from that feeling of being special and destined. It's things like that, and they're like, I now feel like I have to destroy the evils of the world and
It's
make life better, and
not uncommon in Japanese media, especially the crap stuff.
oh, definitely not.
Like
yeah.
all the bad isekai where the characters get a cheat power, quote unquote, and then go on vengeance rampages against everyone that hurt them.
You know, it's basically a modern interpretation of quote unquote God's chosen people, and it's just like we have a destiny to fulfill, and we're powered by righteousness and the American flag or something, and they're gonna throw bald eagles all over the place.
We did it. Now we can get back to this video game that we're going to play.
Yeah, we've sat on this particular screen with Bikini for how long now?
Almost an hour.
Oh, that's all. Okay.
God, I can't believe we went from talking about accents to American exceptionalism.
Yeah, that's just the natural progression when you have people with ADHD, I think.
Poor bikini's been left out to dry. And you just find those in America.
Yeah, places of great spiritual importance.
Actually, no, wait, you
Actually-
would, wouldn't you? Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say,
forgot. America has actual natives, not just Christians.
yep. You know, the very same people that they've tried to systematically genocide and take everything away from them. You know, those natives.
Which, to be fair, they did it in Japan too. But, you know.
Colonialism, doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, it's all the same.